my relationship with Christopher Sabat. Okay, so how did I figure out about Christopher Sabat? Okay, so back when I was at American Canyon, I was watching Dragon Ball Z DVDs on nonstop. So literally, after the Broly movie, I saw the behind the scenes. I saw that he actually voice acted the majority of the characters from Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, oh my god, like how can you do that? He voice acted Piccolo, Raccoon. Yeah, I was crazy like that. I watched that DVD over and over and over again. Back when I was young, I'm like, so this is the voice actor of Vegeta. If you don't know, Vegeta is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. So it was crazy because literally what happened is I actually ended up having a close relationship when I got older because of literally how much work I put in the anime, but also how people actually work as a whole. So this is a video like literally expressing like literally the ups and downs of being a celebrity and why it's a very stressful job. But at the same time, this specific figure in my life literally taught me a whole lot about why you want to learn how to have love, not lust. Like literally, he taught me a whole lot as a person, all because I recognized his background the very first time I met him. This is a video literally contributing to why, I have ups and downs, why I have a very, stressful life, why I have very, very bright aspects to it that help me get through the day. Literally. So how did I meet him? Well, it was actually pretty simple. What happened was really, I was really getting into cons, and I was getting into cons because I was always kind of like a weed. I always went to cons for the cosplayers like alone and stuff. It wasn't really too much about the merchandise. I would buy plushies, I would buy a whole bunch of other stuff, but I was never really into what else cons could offer. So I figured out that Christopher Sabat was happening to be at the next con that I was going to. So really, I planned to go to Level Up 2019 after I just got out of anime. So literally, I was planning on going to Level Up. So what happened is I met Christopher Sabat all the way in Vegas, and the very first thing he does is comment on the tattoo. So what happened is I went to Vegas for a birthday present. I ended up literally being my favorite superhero in person, and really, I really did express really how much I love Vegeta as a character, how much literally I love Dragon Ball as a whole. I never actually expected, to actually be up there because I know Dragon Ball has a huge Omni fan base. And so literally, I was really shocked that he was taking such a strong liking to me. And he was really a cool person. I took a selfie with him, and literally, our relationship started from there. What really got me interested is the fact that I figured out that he was the voice actor for Zoro in One Piece, and that literally, what really, truly, I'm like, dude, he's still at it. When I was watching My Hero Academia, literally, I was looking at the dub. So literally, if you want to know something personal about me, I was watching My Hero Academia season 2 dub. I was watching in the hood too, literally. I was struggling. I had to download episodes. I treated myself like my own tsunami. What happened was this: my place had no Wi-Fi, so what I would do is I would go down to the Starbucks and I would download each and every episode. I wouldn't download them all at once, but literally I would download 2 episodes a day, smoke some weed, go watch literally the tournament arc of My Hero Academia. Literally, like it was an actual anime. Like I treated myself like it was tsunami, and then the next day, instead of following it, I would download 2 episodes the next day, so I make an experience. I make it a day-by-day experience. So literally, it was really crazy. Like literally, I was in the hood watching My Hero Academia, and then I figured out that Christopher Sabat was the voice actor of All Might. I'm like, oh my god, literally, he's still at it after all these years? And I already made a video about young Midoriya and literally how My Hero Academia was helping me along the way to become famous because they gave me tools along the way like Todoroki, Deku, the way Deku talks, like literally, it was basically a weekly news bulletin between my life and My Hero Academia. It was me personally, if not literally. So what they did was they gave me materials to work with, and literally it rose from there. So all the way up, me literally putting off My Hero Academia, and then finally being Christopher Sabat at Level Up Expo 2019. That is literally what led to this chronic relationship. So what happened was literally, I look at his build and I'm all like, dude, his shoulders are stocky like Ben. So I thought about it, I'm like, there's no way. So like I approached him and I was wearing all red. I'm like, is this dude gonna call me out? Like literally, it was literally. But the first thing he did was comment on my tattoo. Literally, so I'm like, oh my god. And the reason why this is such a monumental video is because once I figured out that Christopher Sabat used to bang Blue, and that literally, he's the voice actor of my favorite superhero character. I grew up literally, there's a whole series on YouTube on how I grew up a nerd, and literally how I had to deal with gang members my entire life, and literally, I figured out that my favorite superhero was one. Oh my god, literally, notice how he's the voice actor of Cool Bauer, Zorro, literally, and Vegeta, they all rock blue. And I think about that, I'm like, oh my god, Christopher Sabat is a beast. Literally, I think in my mind, like, dude, literally. The reason why it keeps me in day is because before I met him, I was already used to being celebrities like there's normal people because I already put in the work. You know, I already, met my way up. So when I talk to a celebrity, it's just like talking to a normal person. I was never a rapper, I talked to a rapper, and I got to meet Christopher Sabat. So, you know, I was in control. Like, literally, I was talking to him like a normal person. But this really was overkill because what me and him share every day is that literally, he expresses that why it's better to be a good person, and that's the reason why he doesn't bang anymore. So that's true, literally. This is the best literally way to describe how I do life every day versus the average person who reads everything on TV. Like, literally, this and that, literally. Dragon Ball Z is considered nerd shit with Christopher Sabat, who is really strong. I looked at his shoulders, I'm like, dude, his shoulders is just like my best friend. I grew up with a Samoan crib, and then my favorite superhero ended up with the same shoulders as my best friend when I was growing up. I'm like, oh my god. And Christopher Sabat is not shy in the fact that he used to live the street life. I could tell by his build immediately. I didn't want to rat him out. And literally, what was crazy, what was going on is, I also know Sean Schemmel. If you don't know who Sean Schemmel is the voice actor of Goku. So here's how it happened. Before I even met Chris, I recorded Sean live. So I got footage of Sean before I met Chris, but Chris is the only one I talked to in person. So every time I play Sean Schemmel in Fire Z. If you ever notice when I'm live streaming how he edits Android 21 and then you see Super Saiyan Goku, that's Sean hacking my account. So he's reworking with me like really for a couple of years now. This is stuff that I keep really private, you know, because I want to let you know how things actually are. You know, I keep on trying to like inspire other people to like really, you know, dumb down their standards to actually understand where people are like coming from. And Christopher Sabat expresses that tremendously because every single day he expresses why he's better to be a good person, and that's why he ended up working for Dragon Ball Z, because that's why he wants to inspire people. Because here's the secret that literally he like shares through me and through everyone. You know why I get all these girls? It's because I went through a whole bunch of mess. I went through a whole bunch of madness, and so literally Christopher Sabat literally expresses that fully. Like literally, he's like he went through a whole bunch of trouble trying to get girls, and just like me, when he mastered them, he realized it's better to be a nice person. Literally, he went after game fight after game fight after game fight after game fight, and literally, once you realize that you can be nice to girls, just like I've been telling people every day, you realize it's unnecessary. My favorite superhero, literally, like, shares the same vision as me, and we express it why being a celebrity isn't always cracked up to me, and why we express it every day. He is literally the up and down of the reason why I like the current, you know, status that I'm in, because you understand that literally, what he says is that literally, he really went through a lot of torment, literally. Like, it's crazy. Like, me and him were both doing the same thing. Like, I met him, literally, he got, literally, like, literally, I was walking up and literally, we were in line, literally, there was this one more cosplayer, and like, literally, he thought that she was about to hit on him, and literally, this is what I was about to say, like, he literally thought that this former cosplayer was about to literally make a move and stuff like that, and she's like, no, I'm just trying to save a seat for my friend, and so literally, freaking Christopher Sabat was like, oh, and stuff like that. Do you know what that means, man? That means he already has a wife, that means he already has this and that means, yeah, he's kind of a former show, but not really. He can do it, it's just that he's been wrestling for a while, like, literally, and that's why I try to tell so many other people, like, just because I'm go through shit doesn't mean I still don't have it in me, you get what I'm saying? And that is what I love about Christopher Sabat, like, literally, people take examples like that and think that's his entire character. I'm like, no, man, this guy literally, and that's why it's better to be a good person. He even gave me a shout out back at the last level up at 2020. What happened was this. So what happened was literally he brought somebody through the grapevine. He networked with somebody. He's like, I want you to contact somebody who's gonna be a Krillin cosplayer. I want him to bring him to the convention on the third day, because the second day I pulled a whole bunch of numbers. So he had a Krillin cosplayer show up at level 20, level up 2020. A Krillin cosplayer came. I'm like, oh, that's not for no reason. I knew exactly what it was. I just got done pulling a whole bunch of numbers. And I go up there, Krillin cosplayer, I take a photo, and exactly the whole entire speech literally was spoke at that moment. he chose Krillin to meet me that day, specifically to say, you know why he got all these girls? Because he hung around the strongest and he became the strongest. That was the whole reason why he did that day. He did the street code, and he's trying to tell people everything. He's with me with this Make a Risk Foundation for Nerds. He's with me where it comes to completely helping nerds. That's exactly why he gave up the street life in order to become a voice actor. And I'm gonna give you a hint. That's exactly why Mr. Pleasure became a special ed teacher. Because you know why? He would rather deal with somebody who doesn't know better than somebody who thinks he knows it all. And that's why I love Mr. Pleasure. He loves hanging around with people with mental conditions, because it's better to be with somebody who's willing to work with you, who recognizes that it's wrong, instead of somebody who literally doesn't want to learn at all. Literally, that is literally the best thing about Mr. Pleasure's character, literally. I'd rather hang around a kid with mental condition than somebody pretending he's somebody he's not, because Mr. Pleasure sees through all their styles because he's lived through it. And this man, Mr. Pleasure always used to tell me, Lily, how he used to Lily be all for his friend. He's like, man, you know what, Eric's like, Lily, when I was a little kid, Lily, when I was growing up, I'm like, man, it's old, my bones again, then Lily, I can't move the way I want to, but I don't want to go back in time, because then I'd have to be a teenager again. Lily, this and that. He's like, man, Eric, I know you have it hard. I was actually socially accepted nowadays. That's why I don't want to be socially accepted. I remember when I was in junior high, Lily, I would jump in front of a car for my friends, but I wouldn't jump in front of a car for my family. Lily, Mr. Pleasure told me that when I was young, and that's really, 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 really impactful. And Lily, you understand that. And Christopher Sabat went above and beyond, really went through art. Went to even more game fights than me, got through way more damage than me. And Lily, he's still here today. He's still producing content for you children. And in order to show you, it's better to be a nice person. And that's why he sent Krillin, because Lily, he realized that all these game fights were unnecessary when you could really just treat girls nice. It was quite funny. The Vic Mignogna thing happened the exact same year I almost Lily got caught up at Fanime. I almost literally got caught up. So what happened at Fanime? I'm gonna give you some extra reassurance. In Fanime 2019, they tried to label me a predator after I had that interview with Christopher Sabat literally the month before Fanime. So it was really, really out there, like literally. And Christopher Sabat was one of the reassurances that I wasn't gonna get in trouble, because he knew me personally. Literally, I networked with him before that happened. So literally, this and that, and literally, it was out there because literally, that all the Vic Mignogna thing all happened in the same year. And literally, what happened was this: he stood up for me. And you know what Christopher Sabat said? The very first thing when they tried to get me caught up, he's like, I used to do that when I was that young. I used to do that. That's all part of growing up, buddy. It's stuff like that. Your favorite hero is confessing to you that you were young once. So the thing with Vic Mignogna is a whole lot of other things. I felt really, really nervous confessing what Christopher Sabat used to be when he was younger. Like literally. So before I go into further detail about how he's helping me, like literally currently through my situation right now, I have to like tell you, like literally, when I saw Sean get caught up, what happened was literally the year before Vic Mignogna, I went to jail for a week for a girl set me up. A girl literally gave me the social signal to slap her butt, but she didn't tell me to slap her butt. I ended up in jail for a week. They let me out because of a misunderstanding. So what happened was this: so like literally, you know how like Vic Mignogna literally like this and that. There was this only one exclusive interview of Sean getting caught up by the police. Like literally, there was one interview of Sean getting caught up literally in public. Like literally, did you hear that one? It was in the middle of the whole Vic Mignogna thing where we were really trying to get Vic, and literally Sean got arrested out of nowhere. And literally, I died in my head. I didn't know if it was true, but literally, I don't know like the status of Sean and stuff like that. Like literally, but I know he's a grown man. So literally, I put two and two together. And when I saw Sean literally go to jail and get back out, you know what that told me? I'm like, is he trying to do what I did the year before? Literally, because I went to jail and I got myself back out because he set me up in the first place. So literally, I thought what happened was literally when Sean Schimmel got arrested and got back out, literally, I knew instantly, is he trying to set an example for Vic? Because what Vic was trying to do, this is an Abby mistake. If you don't know who Abby is, please go back to season 1 of my channel and go watch Abigail the Great video, because you have to understand that literally, what happened to Sean is literally, he was trying to tell Vic that Monica didn't like him like that, and that that when she says, I love you, that it's a pretend I love you, that I love who you are as a person, that I love you intimately. There's a really big difference in what Sean did when he got arrested, he got out. He's like, here's the thing, man, because what Vic was trying to do was he basically was trying to imitate a gamer. He was basically trying to be a fake version of me when I Gorilla Girl was basically, and stuff like that. There's a difference between a panphile and a player, and Vic was acting like a panphile, basically. Like, there's a really a big difference. So what happened was this: what Sean did really, when he went out there, when he was acting like a little kid, where his hands were in the air, where he was really got that went to jail for something sexual and got himself back out. I'm like, is he trying to say, look, Vic, this is what you're trying to do, done right. And literally, when you're a grown man, you can do all that because literally, I was grown. I got myself in that jail because it was a misunderstanding. It was a girl that was my fan, and literally, I predicted, oh, it was probably a girl who was already obsessed with him. That's why it was a misunderstanding. Like, I'm going to sexually harass this girl, but she's already on my nuts. They're gonna let me out because literally of this problem. I already know that like Sean Schimmel is like street smart. I didn't know how though, but literally now that I realized it, oh my god, I realized it's because he's a grown man and stuff like that, and they're not 100% the character that they portray through these voice acting careers. I swear, I love John Schimmel and I love Christopher Sabat. So literally, how this all came about, like how I got really, really close to them, is that literally, it's the 21st century, and literally, when I got home, literally, not only did he like our pic on Instagram, he instantly liked the picture of me and him on Instagram. And so Christopher Sabat started stalking me like one of my girls, and I was honored. I'm like, you know what I did? I'm like, I'm gonna take advantage of it. So what I did was I recorded a non-video when Christopher Sabat was watching because I can feel vibes. Like, I hope my favorite voice actor is like watching right now. So what I did was I recorded that video while Christopher Sabat was really stalking through the drawing, and literally what happened was this, literally, I told Lily them the idea of Nas, and so Sean Schimmel literally relayed the message to Christopher Sabat, and right then and there is where we had the confirmation that Nas was gonna be mine. My own anime, my own manga, everything. Sean Schimmel and Funimation confirmed it right then and there. And literally, what was the crazy thing about it was this. So here's the dark side of this video. So I'm gonna take that. Now we got through all the positives. I'm gonna give you the real negative side of being a celebrity. Crazy stuff. Because here's what happened. Because literally, Nas was already confirmed in 2019. So people usually yelling up and down stuff like that, like, oh, we did our anime stuff like that. Literally, it's nothing brand new to me. And you see how that affects me personally? How I go through shit every day, even though I know that Nas is confirmed every single day. Nas was already confirmed 2019, and I was smart enough to keep my mouth shut until I got more receipts on paper. That's how being famous works. People expect me really to blow my fame. People expect me really to do this and that. But really, it was nothing new to me, really. And people are like, oh, well, it's gonna be this and that. Nas was already confirmed in 2019. So me dealing with all the stress being dragged on for years, literally, even though I knew I was gonna get my anime eventually, really hurts me on the inside. And that's the catch-22 of being a celebrity. You still have to live a normal life. You still have to do like literally have the responsibility, and literally that's one thing that really torments me every day, knowing that the future is going to be good, but having to deal with the current situation. Just imagine, I have to deal with nerds talking shit every day. Literally, I had to deal with so many people saying that I'm unprofessional. Literally, this and that, everything. I had to deal with the bitch ass ARL all throughout that time. Even though I knew it was confirmed, what would happen if I were like just blurt it out? I wouldn't put them in a bad position. Huh? I'm very considerate. And that's the whole thing I've been trying to tell this generation. That's the whole thing, like literally, I'm still a normal person behind my greatness, and that's really something that I express in Christopher Sabat, and that's the reason why I F for him tough. Because I like to say that stuff, because I'm a really a good person, and literally, I went through a hood phase, and literally, I realized how to be street smart, and I'd rather not, because literally, how freaking vulgar it is, because being street smart makes you have unrealistic standards and stuff like that, like literally, and I've been in a situation like literally where it's literally so freaking bad. So it really taught me how to appreciate everything. When you go the street smart way 100%, it forces you how to be harder on time instead of being understanding, instead of being comprehensive. Like literally, it teaches you how to belittle anything, so you won't appreciate anything. That's the problem with the street life. And that really tore me apart, literally, this and that, because I have something that's really like can smack everything that people try to talk shit out the water. But why would I do that? Because literally, I could have been like this and that, show them their receipts from Christopher Sabat song. Like, but you know what that comes with? That means I'm desperate, and that means that I'm relying on my fame instead of actually being literally a multi-dimensional man, a multi-million-dollar man instead of just gaining $1 million. That's the difference, okay? So literally having that self-control and being able to understand that situation in the times where literally things get rough and people are really trying to push you to your edge. It's like literally asking somebody to tempt you, show me your password. That's basically what people have been doing for me for the past 2 years. Like literally, let me get some intel, let me get your password and stuff like that. That's the power of keeping things on the low. Instead of advertising your information, like literally, I have that whole thing kept secret for a whole lot of time. And I played video games with Sean Schimmel, and how I knew it was Sean is his username was Rob. It was so freaking funny. You see how you have to be secretive? You're like, it's really a treacherous thing. So let's go into another reason, like, why it really, really hurts me. You know, like, literally, I've been in the pen for these past years, and like, what are you talking about, Eris? You don't know that a pen is a metaphorical concept. Like, a lot of rappers say that you can be a prisoner from your own mind, and that's very true. You just really believe your own shit for so long that you cannot let yourself be free to other possibilities, like, literally, this, that. Really hurts so badly, because I won't tell you why it really struggles on paper, because a lot of people told me you gotta get through the hard stuff in order to make the entertaining stuff, and somebody told me that when it comes to music, and literally, there is a catchword to that. There's some truth behind that, but I'm gonna tell you why it's mostly a lie, and I'm gonna give you the Valentine's Day special as an example. This Valentine's Day special, the rhyme process is everything, is why you never believe a nursery rhyme, and why you have to live through something instead of just listening to it all the time. So what happened was this. When I was working on the Valentine's Day special, I was going to stress on top of stress every day. I still had to deal with people talking shit. I still had to deal with a gang when I was writing the Valentine's Day special. So literally, I get done dodging bullets just to write one page. Literally, go back outside, literally, this and that, literally, and then I go back inside, and then people are talking shit again. While I'm working on the Valentine's Day special, I'm fairly stressful process. I don't have the tools to get me past the process. Like, I can't draw goodbye with grip. I have to do this discipline, and see how it still turned out like a monumental masterpiece. You see how I put all that work in, and see how it was great for your eyes, but I had such a crazy process, and literally how it was crazy, and like literally, you see how I accomplished that amazing goal, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears into that special, and then afterwards I got jumped by a car and hit by 3 people, or hit by 3 people and jumped by a car or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say. So you see how that end result happened? So what's the whole point of working hard? It really, the process was cringy, and the end result was full of shit. Literally, the end result was me getting jumped after I accomplished a crazy goal, after I worked through cringe on top of cringe on top of cringe, trying to get that supposed to die. Yeah, the masterpiece was great for you, but it's not really. And guess what else came with that masterpiece? Oh my fucking god, you don't understand. Because I actually had to put in so much effort, I read something I didn't want to read. And my biggest regret is Jume. You guys think of Jume as a kid. You know that she was a pain to write? Do you know how hard it was for me to write Jume? Literally, because literally, I was contributing to literally the pop culture where it comes to this cosplay shit. Literally, I was contributing to that 100%. And literally, you don't understand, like literally, I put 100% into her writing, and literally, and I made something that I didn't want to make. What I did was I created my own baby that I didn't want to be hacked. I never wanted Jume to be this popular. I never wanted her to have shine, and just like that. And that's really, it drove me fucking crazy. That's what happens when you're in the pen. That's what happens when you're in prison, buddy. You get so obsessed with your writing that literally, it gives you fucking schizophrenia. It gives you literally fucking visions and stuff like that. That's why I have all these fucking ideas, because I'm stuck at home all day. Not because I'm going crazy, because I'm surrounded by the same shit. That's how I came up with Simpson and Nami. Oh, I was watching Family Guy on fucking repeat. Literally, I was watching the Family Guy on repeat, and Simpson and the Meccan just came hand to hand. There were 2 pieces that are already there that I just put together. That's not genius shit. That's me staying in my room all day, literally staying in my own chair. I have a world full of fucking anime. That's why it's so easy for me to make characters like that, and that's not a good concept. For you, it's genius shit, but the process for me, literally, being surrounded by that shit 24/7 can give you schizophrenia. Stanjoica gave me schizophrenia, metaphorically speaking. And what I mean by metaphorically is that it makes you envision shit, because that's a part of writing. And what happened with Jume is Jume was not a character that I wanted to make. Jume was a character based off a girl I'm taking to the dance, Lily. That literally fucking drove me crazy, because I created a character that I never wanted to be popular, and then she ended up having her own continuity. You know how much that pains me as a writer? That literally, everybody loves fucking Jume. Jume literally getting the most attention. Not the most attention, this and that, but she had a pretty dominant role, and she was really up there when it comes to the popular charts, when it comes to the Valentine's Day special. And it really pissed me off, Lily. And guess what? Brianna's favorite character is Jume. Not my Brie, but Isaiah's Brianna's favorite character is Jume. More pop culture, more shit I don't like, more pop shit, more shit that I don't like. Something that I spent a lot of time making came out with results that I didn't like. Do you understand that? And that's the catch-story too about being a celebrity. But it was very entertaining and very outstanding for your eyes. Just thought about my process. Think about that. I really hate Jume. I hate Jume because of what she turned into. I never expected her to be this good, and she turned out to be way better than what I expected. So I don't have schizophrenia. What I do have is I have a writer's ambition that's literally being flawed, because I'm forced to stay in the prison until my situation gets better. Literally. And it really fucking sucks, literally. but at least I do have ideas that I enjoy. At least I do have great characters that she can't match up to, like Sophio and stuff like that to fall back on. And even though I did get kind of lost in my writing, at least I was responsible enough to understand that I am a great writer and that she will never be up there compared to the main cast of Nons. So basically, I did like how Jume turned out, but understand that I am a great writer in general and that it didn't matter for my mental state at all. But it did give me huge amounts of stress because of Lily. The end result was great, but Lily, look at the continuity. Look at this famous ass pop star I made named fucking Jume. I don't like pop. I don't like shit like that. And look what happened because of all the hard work I put in. Me and Christopher Sabat message to you is that's how it feels like to be a celebrity. And don't think that's everything. I can literally, because Lily, I can wait for a couple of years to come by and Lily watch the Valentine's Day special and Lily, and it could be nothing. But at the time with the process is really bad, but yeah, but really, don't expect that speaks to Lily hard work. You see how that was really a complex story and how Lily, how you can't just take that nursery rhyme, you can't take what she said into consideration, right? You can't literally say it takes getting past the boring stuff in order to make the fun stuff because look at the end result and look at that. But you know, life goes on. You can do whatever with the Valentine's Day special, Lily. When you get older, like just like I did with the Rugrats all grown up, you have to understand that. And Lily, so word got out that Lily, they might be actually working on the Valentine's Day special as we speak. Word got out, maybe, and it pains me. You know what else pains me as a celebrity? They might be doing Nons, like, you know, they might give me credit for Nons, but they might not have me actually acting Nons for the very first Non special. That they might, just might release some characters. I have, you know, I don't have like verbal communication, but I have street code communication because nerds keep on hacking me and nerds keep on trying to sell me this green, even though I already had it confirmed in 2019. Do you understand how that's the catch-22 of me being a celebrity? I heard that Lily, Nons is so demanding by the mainstream media that they might just take a sample of my voice instead of me actually voice act. And you know how I feel about that. Oh my god, they're gonna publish my manga about me drawing it. Oh my fucking god. Oh, but they're gonna make sure they give me credit and they're gonna make sure my name's gonna be on it. But at the same time, I don't have the experience of voice acting while I put so much work into. Oh my god, I heard that through the grapevine that might happen because of how popular Nons is. And Lily, oh my god, like that's another stress of being a celebrity. But other than that, you have to understand it's really a great opportunity. The fact that I get to work with Mr. Sabat and the fact that he Lily is not foreign, and the fact that Lily he's just like me, and that's why I looked out for him. When I thought about the idea of Power School, there wasn't really big spots. I don't really have a character for Christopher Sabat himself to voice act. Lily, so Lily, if you're wondering, he's thinking of being the voice actor for Astro for Power School. So Christopher Sabat, I gave a main role because I do love him as a person. I love Vegeta and Lily. So I gave him Astro in order to improvise, in fact, until I get a Nons character for him. So that is my relationship with Christopher Sabat.